In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do a 45-degree back extension, but done isometrically. So firstly, one of the questions I get is, what does isometrically mean? What's the difference? So isometric is where we hold a static position. There's no change in muscle fiber length. However, we do feel a contraction of the target muscle, specifically in this case, the lower back. Think of a plank exercise. If you're in a static plank position, you can still feel your core working, but of course there's no movement in a static plank. Same principles apply to this one. We're going to go through a couple of progressions and regressions as well as we go along. So firstly, I've got the back hyperextension machine here. Now on this particular Techno Gym machine, this is already set up for me. Sometimes those do need adjusting on certain brands of machines. Now if I just take this position, this is what the last person used, and get my feet on the placements below. For me at the moment, this is a couple of settings too high. I know this for me because these pads are just slightly higher than my hips. So you want to find the hip bone, make sure that the pad's in line with that. For me, it's a little bit higher. For this machine, I place it up and I can slide it down. That's now going to be in the right position for me. Now I'm going to make sure that that's set before I then come onto the machine. Now in this position, if I keep a nice straight position, head neutral, I could of course make this exercise harder by adding a weight, so having a weight in my hands. If you don't have any weights, you can extend your arms above your head. That creates more resistance, or of course, you might just want to stay in this static position. Now, of course, when you're doing the exercise, there's one main cue I want you to do, which is glutes and core squeezed as much as possible when you're doing the exercise. And of course, your target muscles you should be feeling are the glutes and also your lower back. The glutes because you're squeezing them, or you should be squeezing them, and your lower back because you're trying to keep an isometric position where you're trying not to let gravity take you down. Now, of course, once you get really good at that, you can decide to either progress via weight or via time as well. So I would typically do this with clients for a period of time, do a couple of sets of that, and this would be the start of someone doing back conditioning exercise where maybe they're part of a back rehab, maybe they have a pre-existing injury. I want to make sure the back can tolerate just static positions before I start getting them to do flexion and extension based back exercises. That's how to do the 45-degree isometric back extension, and you'd repeat that for your desired amount of sets and seconds.